So a typical light that we use in the PDR repair process is an LED style light. This is a suction cup light. You can just suction cup it directly to the panel that you're working on. It's got a full flex boom on it, adjustable in any direction that you want. It's a 3-strip light, so that gives you 2 bright lines, one medium to warm line. And just depending on your personal preference is the way you're going to have the light set up, and based on the depth and the type of dent that you're actually working with. So the way that you're going to use this light is the reflection. You're going to be looking at the dent into the reflection of the light as it reflects off of the panel. Obviously, that means that you've got to have a shiny surface. You're not going to be able to use a light like this in a situation if you've got a primered vehicle, or you have a lot more difficulty with a matte finish vehicle. So typical car, typical paint job with a clear coat is the way you're going to use this light. Now, the reflection as you're seeing it, you're going to have the light reflecting behind the dent, so away from you. The dent is going to be between yourself and the light. If you think of a mountain range, the way this light reflects, as the light comes down toward the dent, you have your dent like this, the light comes over it. This is all going to be shadowed right here. This side of the dent's going to be bright. Where that line meets the light and the dark is the deepest part of the dent. That's the vital area that you're going to address. So you have to put yourself in a position where you can see that depth and see that line in the dent to be able to see it correctly. So when you're using this light correctly, you've got the brightness of the line, and in this case I'm going to use just the warm light. As you can see, just using that one center warm light. You're going to have the brightest part of that line right back here. So here's your dent right here. I'm putting the reflection right here, so I'm using the fade as it shadows down of this dent. This spot right here in this particular dent, you can see where it's dark here on this back side and it's light here on this front side. The front side being the side closest to me, the back side being the side closest to the light. Where those two lines meet is the deepest part of the dent. Moving over to this bigger dent, same thing. You've got a line right across the middle of this dent right here. That is the deepest part of the dent. That is the area that you're going to address first. When you're glue pulling, you're going to want to take your tab with the glue on it and place it as centered over that deepest part as you possibly can, getting as close to the center of that dent as you can. Okay, so like I had started to say before, the placement of the light is vital to being able to see the dent correctly. One of the things that you'll start to realize that you're going to have to do is when you have a very shallow dent, you can have the light a little bit lower, be able to see a cross section of the dent and be able to get a really nice, fine, minute vision of the metal that you're moving. However, when you go from a very shallow dent to a very deep dent, that's going to make it a lot more difficult for you to see that bottom of the dent. So one of the things that you can do to help you see that dent better, one, you can switch to the cool strips, adding that onto the light package. Also bringing the light up a little bit and possibly even in a little bit, just depending on the dent, is going to get that light at the right angle to be able to see down into the dent, to be able to see the depth of it. And again, that depth is absolutely 100% imperable that you find the exact depth of the dent and exactly where that line meets.